welcome Akshay.
Hello. Hi, Shreyas.
Hello. So finally, we have organized this session and we are here. So, I know you or many people or many viewers who are watching, they must be watching Kapil Sharma too. So, like Kapil Sharma, how he asks के आपको मेरे शो पे आके कैसा लग रहा है? So basically, Akshay, so how do you feel?
First of all, I would like to apologize for being late. I'm very sorry about that. And
Not an issue.
secondly, I feel that it is like an honor to appear here and to attend this show with you because I know SKEI being such a prestigious institute, it's my honor to be here.
Yes. Thank you, Akshay. So first of all, to our viewers, I'll introduce you. Viewers, he is Akshay Bankapur, my childhood friend, plus a very reputed High Court advocate. Basically, he started his internship with Mr. M.Y. Kare, who is a very senior criminal practitioner. Okay, so he started his internship in 2015, and he did his internship up to 2018. And by 2018, he completed LLB. Actually, we both completed LLB in 2018. Then he started practicing in Nasik District Court and various magistrate courts across Nasik, Mumbai, and Pune. Later on, he shifted to Bombay High Court in 2021 because he started his practice in criminal on the criminal side. Later on, he argued various matters, including preventive detention matters, criminal appeals of persons convicted for murder, narcotics, drugs, rape, and CBI. It is an honor to tell me, and I actually feel very proud to tell that many of his cases have been reported in the Law Journal of AIR, that is All India Reporter. Okay, so actually, before this session, I was telling many of my students to watch today's webinar because Akshay is coming, and उसके जो भी केसेस होते हैं वो AIR में है एंड फ्यूचर में जब भी आप कोई भी कुछ भी पढ़ोगे तो शायद उसके भी केस लॉस आ सकते हैं सो दैट वाज इट चलो सो अक्षय बेसिकली द मेन मोटिव ऑफ दिस शो इज कि हमने ये शो क्यों बनाया है या फिर ये वेब सीरीज क्यों बनाया है क्या होता है जब बच्चे 10th में जाते हैं या 10th क्लियर करते हैं तो उनको ऐसे होता है कि या फिर अगर हम कंसिडर भी करें कि जैसे कि बच्चे हैं वो बचपन में डिसाइड करते कि मुझे एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना है मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है मुझे एडवोकेट बनना है ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें होती है बट वेन एवर जब जैसे धीरे धीरे बड़े होते हैं तो उनको पता चलता है कि नहीं यार अभी एस्ट्रोनॉट नहीं बनना है वो डिसाइड करते हैं कि हमको एडवोकेट ही बनना है या फिर हमको CS बनना है या फिर हमको MBA में कुछ करना है या वॉट सो जनरली ये करने के लिए एक जर्नी होती है तो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स डोंट नो हाउ टू क्रैक दैट थिंग या फिर जनरली स्टूडेंट्स नीड दैट मोटिवेशन कि हाँ यार ये तो बड़ा एडवोकेट है हम इनके जैसे बन सकते हैं या फिर इनको आइडल रख के या फिर इनका जो जर्नी है इट इज वेरी मच मोटिवेटिंग तो इनके जैसे कुछ कर सकते हैं तो ऐसे बहुत सारे बच्चों को सवाल होते हैं सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद फ्यू ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस ओके Sure. So basically, Akshay, tell me, how did you start? Actually, I know one thing जो मैं सब लोगों को बताना चाहता हूँ. When I and Akshay used to meet, तब अक्षय यूज्ड टू टेल मी कि उनके कोई अंकल है ही इज एन एडवोकेट तो हमेशा अक्षय वहां पे जाते थे एंड तब से अक्षय ने डिटरमाइन किया था कि नहीं यार मेरे को बनना है तो एडवोकेट ही बनना है सो ये जो जर्नी है उनका LLB में जाने का वो एक्चुअली बहुत पहले से ही चालू था सो बेसिकली द फर्स्ट थिंग जो सब बच्चों को या कोई भी बंदा है जिसको अच्छा करियर उसका चाहिए तो सबसे पहली चीज है डिटर्मिनेशन कि मुझे करना है तो यही करना है चलो so let us start with the first question so Akshay how did you start or where did you get the idea of becoming an advocate or what is your inspiration to become an advocate
So basically, as Shreyas said, um, by the end of my 10th standard, I had absolutely no idea as to what I would become in the future या फिर मैं आगे क्या करूँगा क्या करना चाहिए I was just looking at everybody कि मुझे ये करना है वो करना है but I didn't have anything for myself. This was the first time when I just went to my uncle's place and at that time he told me कि instead of sitting at home every day, you come with me. So just to just do some time pass, I went with him, and that was the first time I actually entered a court. I saw what it is. So there was this case he was arguing. Of course, I didn't understand anything what was going on, but he had his associates. I asked them what is going on, and that was the first time I realized कि ऐसा भी कुछ होता है कि there is a person who is accused of something, and you have to defend him. So I saw it as a challenge, that it's a very challenging profession. Every day you get these sort of cases, and you have to appear for these persons. You have to take up their side, and basically you have to convince the court that what you are saying is absolutely right. So I feel that that is the first point where I felt that I should, yes, this is a challenging profession. It's very lucrative. I should become one of these. And that was the first time it clicked with me that yes, being a lawyer is something I can and I want to do. So that was, I think, my point of determination where I thought that yes, this could be that one thing I want to do.
That's absolutely great because Akshay, when we used to go in the college or when we used to meet, you used to tell me those stories that when you used to visit your uncle's place and all.
Yeah,
So actually, that is a very great thing because each and every student should be clear, or they should know what they have to do. And
they have to.
those students who don't know what they have to do, this is a show specially for them. This web series, which is KYC Know Your Career with Career Buddies. So we'll be calling many career buddies. So ऐसा होता है ना कि कॉमर्स में गए तो एक तो सीए करो या फिर एमबीए करो या फिर कॉमर्स के
Yeah,
बाद अगर आपको करना है तो कोई जॉब करो. सो देयर आर वेरी फ्यू फील्ड्स जो लोगों को पता है. बट द मेन मोटिव ऑफ दिस केवाईसी इज we want to explore the things which are unexplored. So
that is true.
that's the main thing. Now let us move towards the second question, which is like Akshay, how to become, or are there any ways to achieve, or is there any path of becoming an advocate? Like what you have to do to become an advocate, what exams you have to give, or are there any pre-exams or like entrance exams for it? So can you tell us or the viewers about it?
So earlier, when me and Shreyas, when we appeared for after we both completed the same graduation in BCom,
Right.
thereafter we took admission in LLB. At that time, I think CLAT was not there, but
Right.
now there is a CLAT entrance examination for all the students. That is the Common Law Admission Test.
Right.
So I, from what I know, Common Law Admission Test covers a lot of colleges regarding law, the
Yeah.
best ones being the NLUs, that is the National Law Universities. Then
Right.
it also covers the other prestigious colleges such as GLC, which is there in Bombay. It is one of the most reputed colleges, as the first Chief Justice of Free India also happens to be of GLC. So it has a very rich history with it. So, first and foremost, if you want to pursue law, you have to prepare yourself for CLAT.
Okay.
Now, I'm not very sure, but I think there are four subjects which cover CLAT.
Absolutely right.
Um,
Absolutely right.
I think Shreyas might be in a very better position to know all the subjects of CLAT. But after you crack your CLAT and you enter your colleges, it's a 3 year course after you complete your graduation, and a 5 year course once you complete after your 12th standard exams. So basically, these are the two ways you can, join law as a profession. So these 3 years which are there, they include a vast number of subjects, and it includes everything right from civil, criminal, land laws, intellectual property rights, industrial laws, and many other laws. So there is this very common thing that people feel that if you are a lawyer, you have to be either a civil lawyer or a criminal lawyer. But I would
Right.
like to clear that is not the case. I have a lot of friends who practice extensively on either the intellectual property rights or the industrial side or the company side, where the company law is used on the majority. So all these subjects are included as a curriculum in your LLB as a entire. So once you take your admission in LLB, you get the entire scenario of how to study law, no matter what it is.
Correct.
So that being the case, I think once you start with your process of LLB, you get to
Right.
know all the subjects, or rather all
Absolutely.
the laws.
That's true because like we get to know and we after doing LLB we are like well versed with most of the laws. Akshay,
Yes,
you
yes,
have done LLM too. So can you
yes.
just show or tell the students like what is LLM, or how many years are needed to complete that, or what is in it, what is included in LLM?
So, as I said, LLB covers a vast number of subjects. It
Correct.
covers everything right from civil to intellectual to everything. But in LLM, you focus on a specific subject or rather a specific side. So, my specialization was in criminal law, where I studied and I had extensive criminal subjects, which, for example, there was interpretation. So, in that
Okay.
interpretation, we learned as to how a specific law or as to how a specific case is to be interpreted. And
Okay.
the other subjects we had were research. Now, research is a very important factor, as everyone knows in law, because it is almost 50% of the case which you build up comes from research. So, research was one of the main subjects. Then, as I said, interpretation. Then there are other subjects as well. But these two are primarily the most important subjects which I felt in my LLM played a very important role.
Okay, okay, that's great, because I would suggest those students who are going for LLB, or those who or those who are determined in doing LLB कि भाई अपने को lawyer बनना ही है, अपने को advocate बनना ही है, तो my suggestion और अक्षय suggestion would be कि आप LLM भी कर लो, because it will
Of course, because
आपका
it gives you a better understanding of things. In LLB, you understand everything, but if you want to study in depth, you should always go for LLM. It helps a lot.
correct. That's good. Now, Akshay, moving to the third question, next question. See, जैसा होता है कि हमारा एक शेड्यूल होता है, वो डिसिप्लिन होना चाहिए कि एक डिसिप्लिन है, हाँ हम ये करते हैं, उसके बाद वो करते हैं, और उसके बाद वो करते हैं, विच अल्टीमेटली मोटिवेट्स अस. So Akshay, can you tell me about your daily schedule or routine or your lifestyle, or what dedication a person or a student should adopt in order to achieve his goals in legal field?
So there are two things I would suggest. One
Okay.
being the things which you should do before you become an advocate, and one which you should do after you become an advocate. So firstly, I would say that when you have taken admission in LLB, that is when you actually start your career as a lawyer. What
Hmm.
that is what I feel. The
Okay.
first thing being, I feel you should attend courts, no matter what time, be it 1 hour, 2 hour. Try and attend courts. See what you like, or rather, see what happens actually in court. And secondly, what I
Yeah.
feel is, yes, college does teach you a lot of subjects, but you should try and read a lot of books. There are
Okay.
commentaries which are available. There are cases which are cited. So you should
Okay.
try and get to read these things, because the time you get when you are a student in LLB, you will not get that time once you become an advocate. Because at that time you have to attend the courts full time. You have to study for your own cases. At that time, these earlier readings which you have done help you a lot. And as far as after you become an advocate is concerned, there are a number of things which you should do. Like first and foremost is you have to attend the courts when your cases are there. So
Hmm.
that takes up a lot of time, because the courts usually start at 10:30. They go on up to 5:30, 6 o'clock. So a major portion of your time is consumed over there.
Hmm.
Thereafter, you have to dedicate some of your time in drafting as well, since
Right.
drafting
Right.
is a very important factor in being an advocate. So you need to dedicate some time for your drafting and reading. Reading, basically, I feel is the best armor you can have for your war. Reading is the
That's
best
true.
thing that happens to a lawyer. So you need
Correct.
to be very well versed. No matter what you read, make it a habit to read at least 10 pages a day, or rather a single case per a day. But that should be done, because that is, it works like compound interest, I would say.
That's
Reading 10 cases for a year would also help you sometime later when you are arguing a case, because you never know what kind of case might come to you, and that prior reading will always help you. So basically,
correct.
reading is the most important thing.
So I'd like to tell my viewers. So lesson learned, पढ़ो जितना पढ़ सकते हो उतना पढ़ो, because
Definitely.
it will become your armor, it will become your shield. वो ही आपको हर चीज से बचाने वाला है.
बचाने
Okay.
वाला है. That is right.
So let us move. Akshay, basically, tell me, how do you handle failure or losses? Like how, or else I'll rephrase the question. As a student, like before becoming an advocate or after becoming an advocate, we know जीत सकते हैं, हार भी सकते हैं, तो इनको पॉजिटिवली हम किस प्रकार से हैंडल कर सकते हैं?
So, as Shreyas is my classmate, he knows I was not a very bright student. Like, losses, yes, they do happen. Like, there are times when you are not prepared for a subject, you might not pass that subject. But it is, you have to take it in your stride and move on. You have to reappear for it. You have to pass your exams. And that is the most important thing, because these things, they teach you how to cope up in life as well, because every case you appear is not bound to go by your side. You might have to take up some losses as well.
Correct.
Initially, when I started appearing, there were a lot of cases, like the percentage was higher on the loss side and lesser on the allowed side. So
Right.
you have to take it up. Like, yes, it is a case. You should learn to detach yourself from it. It's not your loss, but you need to improve on what you might have gone wrong with you. So yes, loss is a factor. In every case, there is a 50-50% chance as to it would go in your side. But you need to make up your mind and get the grip of it for it.
That's actually very great, क्योंकि हार जीत तो होती रहती है, जीतने से
Exactly.
we have to understand कि we need to be grounded, and अगर हार गए तो we have to understand कि it is not a loss.
What went wrong? Yes.
Yes, we have to assume, we have to understand what went wrong, and अभी ये जो हार है इसको फ्यूचर में इससे कुछ सीखेंगे, एंड इस हार को जीत में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है वो देखेंगे. So
Exactly.
Akshay, one more thing, what keeps you motivated? I know you work very hard, you work very smart, day and night. अभी भी मतलब सैटरडे हो संडे हो कुछ भी हो, यू वर्क वेरी हार्ड. बट कभी कभी ऐसे हो जाता है कि यार मेरा जो शेड्यूल है इट इज द सेम, it is monotonous, or sometimes I am getting bored. So what keeps you motivated?
So burnout is something, I do understand that it is true, and it does happen a lot of time when you work straight for 2 months, 3 months without any break. The burnout does happen. So I make it a habit that at the end of the day, when I come back home, I try not to get back into the reading of the case or anything that is work related. You need to have some spare time. You need to have some time with either your family, friends, or for any other person. You need to have some time which is not something you do or something not related to your work. So that is one thing. Traveling is basically something which it helps a lot in detaching yourself from that burnout phase.
Correct.
So traveling is something I prefer when I'm not working, because it tends to help a lot.
That's true, because traveling is like a stress relief. It is
Yes,
a
that's
stress
true.
relief for everyone, because I know
Yes.
when we used to be in college or when we used to meet, आधा time तो you used to go somewhere. कि आज मैं यहाँ जा रहा हूँ, वहाँ जा रहा हूँ. That is very good.
That is true.
Akshay, tell me, are there any career opportunities for an advocate outside India? Like if I become an advocate, and अगर मैं इंडिया के बाहर जाऊंगा, तो ये जो डिग्री मुझे इंडिया के अंदर मिली है, is it going to help me outside India?
So first and foremost, I would also like to clear one fact that you don't have to necessarily be only an advocate who appears in the court in India. There are a
Okay,
lot of opportunities available in India as well.
okay,
Now, in India, a lot of people feel that, oh, he's an advocate, so he might be either a civil lawyer or a criminal lawyer. But that is not the thing. You can always go for a solicitor firm. It's a very lucrative career opportunity. Then there are a lot of people who specialize in subjects such as tax, company. So that is one way of starting your career with something different. It necessarily doesn't have to be this kind of law. So, and secondly, as you said, outside India, so law being a career, it helps specifically focus on the laws which are made in India. So,
okay,
of course, the laws in India are similar to that of Britain, because our law is English. It is derived from the Britishers when they came to India. They
correct.
emphasized and created this law. So, It is basically a giving from the Britishers. But yes, your law does have some, up to some extent, a validity in foreign countries. They have this, they have exams where after you complete your law, you can always give those exams and get your license to practice over there as well.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's great because many students ask me कि सर अभी ये तो डिग्री मिल गया पर अगर हमको कुछ बाहर प्रैक्टिस करना है तो कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या because this question and this answer is going to it is going to help them. Okay, so now we'll move towards the next segment, next question. Like Akshay, till date, what was your toughest case, or what was the biggest decision, or what was the most difficult decision which you made in your career, or you can say in a particular case? So, what was that decision? Okay, I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I think my decision to move from the district court to the high court was one of the toughest decisions I made, because leaving your home, your
Correct.
native place, that is a very big thing. Like it takes up a lot of stress on you, and
Yeah,
it takes a lot of courage to move
correct.
from
Absolutely
somewhere where you have stayed for your entire life. So that I
correct.
feel is the most toughest decision which I ever took. Moving to a completely new city, that was one of
Correct.
the toughest decisions.
Okay. Because, but are you happy with the decision? Like, are you like, चलो अच्छा हुआ कि मैंने ठीक है चलो मुझे स्टार्टिंग में तो ऐसा हुआ इट इज लाइक taking a tree from one place to moving that tree to another place because उसका सब roots एक जगह पे होता है उसको दूसरे जगह पे शिफ्ट करना है बट आर यू हैप्पी कि चलो अच्छा हुआ कि ये मुझे कुछ एक्सपोजर देगा या फिर ये मेरे करियर का एक अलग पॉइंट होगा जिससे आई कैन हेल्प माई सेल्फ प्लस आई कैन हेल्प अदर्स जिससे ये जो सोसाइटी है या फिर ये जो दुनिया है या ये जो जगह है इट विल बी अ बेटर प्लेस टू लीव.
Definitely, moving to the high court gave me a lot of new opportunities. They open up a lot of different type of work which you do not get to do here. So that is one of the biggest factors. Moving to a different place, it opens up new opportunities. It gives you new experiences. So that is definitely one thing which I would suggest everyone would try and do. Like, you should try and experiment if that is okay with you. You should try and move to a different city where you feel that the opportunities increase, because that gives you a learning edge as well. Learning something new always gives you an edge. So yes, definitely I would feel that.
Okay. So actually, we are young and we can experiment. So that is the most beautiful thing. And after experimenting, it helps you to grow. Ultimately, whatever the results might be, if even if you win, even if you lose, but ultimately
Yes,
you are going to grow. And the exposure which you'll get, you can tell your grandkids after that कि यार मैंने ऐसे ऐसे किया था.
of
So
course.
like till date, what is your greatest achievement? कि यार एक लाइक वी कॅन से इन मराठी अशी केस होती और जी मी जिंकलो किंवा असं खूप भारी होतं की दॅट वॉज द ग्रेटेस्ट अचीवमेंट टिल डेट कि ये कोई क्रैक नहीं कर सकता ये मैंने कर दिया सो व्हाट वाज इट.
So first and foremost, every case is a very tough case. There is no easy case. Like, you have to prepare, you have to put in a lot of effort for it. But there was this case where a person, he was detained in the jail by the Commissioner of Police Nasik. So
ओके
I had filed a writ against that in the High Court, and
ओके
I was basically very raw at that time. I was not having a lot of knowledge, but I tried whatever knowledge I could gain by reading, and whatever I could, gather the knowledge to appear and argue that case. So that was a very big learning experience for me. And when that case, it went in my favor, the decision came in my favor, that was, I think, the most remembering thing which I would never forget. That I knew absolutely nothing about it, and still I tried whatever I tried, and the result went in my favor. So that is one of the best cases I ever feel I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Okay, that's actually great. And many more cases will come in your life, and they'll be the same. Like you'll remember almost all the cases, because I know you have such great potential in you, so you are going to crack each and every case.
Thank you
Now,
very much.
Akshay, like, is there any thing that one should avoid while pursuing this law career? We say that every coin has two parts. Okay, so one is the good part, one is the bad part. So, are there any mistakes which one can make and one should avoid those mistakes? कि नहीं यार, लॉ में वो हम बोलते हैं ना कि गलत संगत में हो गया या फिर कुछ गलत आदतें लग गई, तो ये तो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट बात. बट while pursuing this career ऐसे कौन से मिस्टेक्स हैं जो आपने किए हैं एंड आप बोल सकोगे कि यार मैंने किए हैं या मेरे कलीग्स ने किए हैं या फिर ये मिस्टेक्स मैंने देखे हैं, तो आप प्लीज ऐसे मिस्टेक्स को मत करना. तो व्हाट दोज वुड बी?
um, I would say that law is something which requires a lot of patience. Like, the people need to have trust in you to give you their cases. So, trust is something which needs to be built over the period of time, and that requires a lot of patience. A lot of people, they fall in for quick money, which we say कि ऐसा कुछ करते हैं जिससे जल्दी पैसा आ जाए, बहुत पैसा आ जाए, या फिर जल्दी कुछ हो जाए. So that should be something you should avoid at all cost, because in order to become something you need to go over there, and that takes up a lot of time. So you need to have patience. Don't go for quick money, because it is like quicksand. It is easier to get in, but it is not easy to get out of. Once you start on that track, there is no coming back. So I would definitely suggest that if somebody is saying that no, you do these things and you'll get rich quicker, please avoid that, because it has a lot of cost to pay. You might not think of it now, but definitely you'll have to pay someday or the other.
Okay. So Akshay, in short, Akshay is saying कि फिर हेरा फेरी मूवी मत देखो, 21 दिन में पैसा बस उसी मूवी में हो सकता है डबल,
Bas.
जिंदगी में ऐसा नहीं होता है. So
There is no
patience.
Lakshmi chit fund in real life.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And now I know, actually, we had planned for 15 minutes, but it was such a great thing talking to you. Like, we are talking after like many years. Okay, we
Yes,
meet, but many years, look, we met in 2021, but it is very great talking to you. One last question, like, what is the thing, or what is the advice which you would give the students or any person who is into this field or who is pursuing his career in this field? A one line suggestion or a one line advice to everyone जो इस फील्ड में है.
I would suggest don't hesitate to take help, be it from teachers, be it from senior. Don't hesitate to take help, because they are the persons who guide you in this field, and they are the ones who are going to shape your career. So now, you being an educator, you know, and I also personally know how important it is to get your foundation very right. So
Right.
don't hesitate. Don't feel that if I ask a question, I will become the stupid one. Of course,
Right.
there might be 10 persons in a room. 9 of them might not be knowing, but only one has the courage to ask the question.
That,
So
that
don't
is
hesitate to ask that question.
that
That
is
is what I would feel that everyone should practice.
that is very great. And you know what, it will be a value addition to my students plus the viewers watching this particular web series. So it is a very great thing. And one more thing, कि जब भी आप लॉ पढ़ोगे, ओके, तो रेफरेंस बुक्स को यूज करो. रेफरेंस बुक्स को यूज करो, ना कि कोई येलो कलर के बुक्स के नोट्स को बिल्कुल यूज मत करना. इट इज अ शॉर्टकट जो बाद में आपको लगेगा कि आपके पास कुछ नॉलेज नहीं है.
Nahi. That is true.
गड़बड़ हो सकती है. पढ़ना है, अच्छा पढ़ो, अच्छे क्लास लगाओ, अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट के पास जाओ, एंड अगर जाना है तो प्लीज कॉन्टेक्ट मी. ओके, तो दैट इज द थिंग. तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, शॉर्टकट्स नहीं लेना है. सो टू सम अप दिस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन, आई वुड लाइक टू से कि अक्षय ने जो बोला है ना कि जिंदगी में कोई भी शॉर्टकट नहीं लेना है, किसी भी क्विक मनी पे भरोसा नहीं रखना है. जितने भी फेलियर्स आएंगे, एक्सेप्ट देम. ओके, फेलियर्स होंगे बट उनसे सीखो एंड आगे बढ़ो. एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करते जाओ क्योंकि आप यंग हो. एट द एज ऑफ 70-75 जिंदगी में अपने को कोई रिग्रेट्स नहीं होने चाहिए. सो दैट इज द थिंग. और पढ़ाई अच्छी करो, ऐसी करो कि आपका फाउंडेशन परफेक्ट हो. एंड यस, कभी भी किसी को भी पूछने के लिए हेजिटेट मत करना. So this was the summary of this particular session. And ऍक्च्युली अक्षय, थँक्यू सो मच. म्हणजे तुझ्या शेड्यूल मधनं एवढा टाइम काढून तू आला, आणि यू आर आर फर्स्ट स्पीकर, बिकॉज आय न्यू की अक्षयला मी सांगितलं एका फोन कॉल वरती, तो ही इज गोइंग टू डू दॅट. इट इज लाईक, म्हणजे डोळे बंद करून आपण विश्वास करू शकतो अक्षयवरती. सो कुछ भी करेगा वो. सो थँक्यू सो मच अक्षय फॉर कमिंग हिअर अँड स्पेरिंग योर व्हॅल्युएबल टाइम. ओके, ज्यादा
Thank you very much, Shreyas and
जास्त
SKI
बोलणार
for
नाही.
the opportunity as well.
Yes. And if any students want any help from Akshay, like की लॉ परस्यू करताना काही हेल्प हवी असेल, तर एव्हरीबडी प्लीज कॉन्टॅक्ट मी. आय विल बी शेअरिंग अक्षयज नंबर, अँड ही इज अ व्हेरी डाऊन टू अर्थ पर्सन. म्हणजे एकदम तुम्हाला लाईक बेसिक पासून तर ऍडव्हान्स पर्यंत सगळं शिकवेल. आणि काही पण असेल तर अक्षय इज डेफिनेटली देअर. ही इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू. ओके, सो अक्षय, इफ इन केस कोणी पण असेल तर आय विल डेफिनेटली गिव्ह युअर कॉन्टॅक्ट टू देम. आणि त्याला मी सांगेल पहिले मेसेज करा, कारण साहेब बिझी असतात. तर करूयात आपण काहीतरी.
Definitely.
थँक्यू सो मच.
Thank you very much, Shreyas.
येस, भेटूयात आपण लवकरच.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.